Hey everyone, my name is Jai Vela. I'm happy to be here tonight to share a little bit about Gen Z. I'm here in sunny, windy, cold California, Irvine, California. I'm in college. I'm furthering my education here. But today we're gonna talk a little bit about Gen Z. So let me share my screen. So, Gen Z, I am a part of this generation, Generation Z, and a little bit of background about Gen Z. So Gen Z is the people born between 1996 and 2010, the second youngest generation between millennials and Generation Alpha. The current ages of those in Generation Z right now are 12 to 27. So fun fact, Gen Z is the first generation never to know the world without the internet. So that's really important. And I want you to keep it in mind throughout this entire presentation and that in that Generation Z has known the internet their whole life. They haven't known life without internet. They haven't really known life without connecting with people virtually. And it's a really familiar concept and it's a really great concept for them to grasp on is to communicate through social media, communicate virtually, communicate by phone, and communicate with the internet. So when we think about what does Gen Z need, just like any other generation, but Generation Z needs foundational wellness. Again, like any other generation, we all need foundational wellness, but I think it's important that Gen Z has foundational wellness because we're still so young, but we have the tools at our fingertips to understand what we need to thrive for our whole lives. So the two things that I would recommend one or the other is VMG Plus or LOV. VMG is the Whole Food Nutrient Complex that just came out. It's a all-in-one daily nutritional drink. So it's designed to provide foundational wellness. For some, it tastes great. Um, and it features very high quality ingredients. It's designed to absorb really well in your body and also really easy for consumption. So you only take it once a day with some water, and you'll get your daily nutrients and your vitamins. LOV, on the other hand, you take pills. I personally still like to use LOV. It's similar to VMG, it's just a little older. So we could maybe think about LOV as like the grandfather, and VMG was like its offspring that just came out. But LOV is also really great for foundational wellness. It's been doTERRA's top selling product for a really long time. So I really love LOV. I take it twice a day for foundational wellness. So this is the first thing that Generation Z needs is foundational wellness. The second thing that Generation Z needs is mental health support. I never really realized how important mental health was. I always saw it on social media, coming back to social media again, how it was becoming a popular topic, how it was something that we talked about more, something that those that are males were talking about more, saying that males don't need to be strong all the time, that nobody needs to be strong all the time. And I always thought it was just a fad, like mental health was a fad that would just go away. But then I came to college. I was super homesick. I realized that maybe my mental health wasn't the best. I live in the dorms here, and I realized that there are people literally down two doors down from me that are struggling mentally that thought they would be better off not here, be better off not on this earth. And that's when I started to realize that mental health was extremely important. Social media, the internet, anything virtual on the internet places this false reality that Generation Z seems to like attach to. It places a false reality that we need to hit certain standards. It places a false reality that we need to look a certain way. We need to be in relationships a certain way. We need to follow this certain type of lifestyle to be successful. And that's why sometimes it's really hard on Generation Z. So, what Generation Z needs is mental health support. Life is hard, and we all know that. But if you have a Gen Z in your house, if you have a Gen Z in your family, it's important that we have tools like this, mental health support tools. So the two oils I love for mental health support is adaptive and balance. Adaptive, a little bit more floral, a bit more citrusy, floral citrus combined, really, really uplifting smell. And then balance would be your more grounding scent. So it's really according to how you're feeling, according to how your Gen Z is feeling, and according to what kind of smell they like. The second thing that would really be helpful for mental health support, anxiety, all of those things, calming the nerves, is adaptive capsules. Um, I have never needed to take these per se, but they're really, really powerful. I've heard a lot of success stories about these capsules. So yes, I think these three products are really, really good for mental health support. The next thing Gen Z needs is sleep and rest support. I will say that Gen Z is in a generation that they're always going. And as parents, as family members, you always see that your Gen Z is probably always on the go. And then eventually they'll just like kind of crash. And what I realized is that I was like this. I just go, 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 realize, think like I'm young, I can do it. I can go to bed really late at 3 a.m. in the morning, wake up at 7, go all day, do it again. But I realized I can't do that. My body needs rest. My body heals when we sleep. Your body's healing from the time you go to bed to the time you wake up, from like 10 at night to like 6 in the morning. Your body is like restoring and your body is healing. So this is when I realized sleep is really important and that it was also affecting my mental health, that I was not getting enough sleep. So sleep and rest support is really, really important. So my two friends come in my room. We're about to play cards. They take this Serenity stick and they start rubbing it on. I'm like, can you not? Like, I'm like, do you know what it's for? And they're like, no, it smells really good. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm glad you think it smells really good, but you're about to sleep. And sure enough, 20 minutes later, they're like yawning and they're like, oh my God, this lavender, I mean, the Serenity stick made me like so sleepy. So this is really, really good for supporting Generation Z sleep, and then the Serenity oil as well. So in the diffuser and then Serenity stick, apply topically. This is my afternoon supplement routine. I don't typically take vitamins in the morning because I don't eat a big enough meal that my body can handle the vitamins. And usually I take my vitamins with a meal. So what I do is I take the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the LOV. I take PB Restore to support a healthy gut. That's really crucial for any age, but if Gen Z starts early, they're very good off in the long run. I take turmeric to support inflammation, um, and also help maintain my healthy skin. I think reducing inflammation in your whole body, but also my skin. I like love love taking care of my skin. So I think that sometimes it comes from the inside out. And then Terrazyme, I constantly have to eat oily foods. I constantly am eating processed food. I'm just not eating the right type of food that I need sometimes. So Terrazyme really helps break down that food in your stomach and so also support a healthy gut. And then I take Yarrow Palm, the beauty complex, to support my skin. And then I just added the frankincense capsules as well. It just came out. I really like them and they're great. So this is my good evening routine. So you'll see the Lifelong Vitality Pack is still there, the turmeric is still there, Terrazyme is still there, and Yaropalm is still there. But what I added is the PB Assist Plus sachets. Um, again, gut support, I really like it. I take the pill in the morning, then the powder at night, and then I take On Guard support for seasonal support, immune support, sorry, On Guard Plus for like seasonal support, immune support, and all of that good jazz. So, what are some daily products for me and Gen Z? What I love to do as a Gen Z, and I'm glad I started this like 3 or 4 years ago, is I wanted to reduce the toxins that I was putting into my body, putting on my body. And when I did research, I realized that your skin is the largest organ in your body. So it absorbs things very, very quickly. And if we're putting toxins on our body, it's eventually going to get in our body and affect the systems in our body. So, what I really like to do is I switched out my shampoo, my conditioner, my toothpaste, my body wash. Those are like the great consumables that I use from doTERRA. Uh, Um, really, really helpful, really, really great. The next thing that I use is adaptive on a daily, adaptive in my diffuser, adaptive on my hands, adaptive inhale, adaptive rub on my chest, and then Malama oil, I use that every day as well. I really like the scent of home, the scent of Hawaii in my room, and it smells really, really good. And then On Guard, for immune support. So again, one of the biggest things that I would recommend to Gen Z is yes, foundational wellness, yes, sleep, yes, mental health, but also realizing that we were born in a world where toxins and toxic products were normal. We're born in a time of toxic products being created on the bulk, putting on the shelf. Um, Great advertisement. It's gonna keep you smelling what good for like hours on end. But that's very unhealthy and that's a very unhealthy thing. So some of the ways we can reduce our toxic load, our shampoo, our conditioner, our body wash, our toothpaste. I talked about that. But our hand soaps, my hands have been really dry because it's really cold here, and I'm thankful that I have non-toxic hand soap that doesn't dry out my hands more, that doesn't take out the good bacteria from my hands, but essentially takes off what it needs to take off and moisturizes my hands at the same time with coconut oil in the On Guard hand wash, as well as sanitizers. And lotions because, we love people like to put on lotion, so we need to make sure that the lotion we're putting on our body is really it's healthy for us. It's not toxic. And the last two things are cleaners. The cleaners all around you are very, very toxic. You inhaling that chemical, exhaling, you inhaling it, it's really not beneficial for you. And then also you touching it is not good as well. So it's not good for you. Well, we want to stay away from like the Clorox, I don't know, all of the big name cleaner brands. And lastly, deodorant. Your deodorant very close to your lymph nodes. Really important that we use clean deodorant as well. So that kind of wraps up my presentation, but what I just want to say at the end of this presentation and the message I want to convey, besides supporting, like giving you products to support yourself as a healthy Gen Z, if you're watching this as a Gen Z, or if you're watching this as a mother, a father, a grandmother, an auntie, and uncle of a Gen Z, support your Gen Z in a forever changing world. Your Gen Z was born in a really interesting time, depends how old or how young they are. If they're younger, they've experienced a lot. If they're older, they've experienced a lot. But what we need to know is that every single Gen Z in your household, every single Gen Z in your life needs support. When I traveled away from my mom, from my dad, from my sister, from my grandma, from all of my friends that meant a lot for me, from all of my family that meant a lot to me, I was having a really hard time. There are people that are moving away to the opposite ends of the countries. There are people moving away across the Pacific Ocean, which is me. There are people trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. There are people trying to find jobs. There are people trying to find their way that are just entering, the social media world, the virtual world, the dating world. From 12 to 27, there's a lot of things that Gen Z people are going through. And I want all of you parents, all of you supporters of Gen Z to know that sometimes we expect our Gen Z people to just hold on, to be strong, and there's a lot of trauma that they went through. There's a lot of things that Gen Z people shouldn't have to burden on themselves from their past, but they do. There are a lot of things on social media happening that you may not know of, but your Gen Z is holding on to it to themselves because they don't want to say anything. So I want you to support your Gen Z in a forever changing world. I want you to love on your Gen Z. And even though they may drive you bonkers at times, know that your Gen Z really needs you. Your Gen Z needs support, but also your Gen Z is incredible. Gen Z is an incredible generation, and I think of Gen Zs as trailblazers. They're paving the path for the future. We have the generations that are older for us that pave the path for us. And I think we're the generation to create change from what we learned from our ancestors, from the people that paved the path for us. We're going to put in the hard work. We're the generation that will change things that need to be changed. But at times, sometimes that feels really heavy. Sometimes it feels really heavy to just scroll through social media and see, like, is this what my life is supposed to look like? Is this how I'm supposed to be? And I'm like down here and the person on social media is up here. And I think social media presents false realities of where we need to be in our lives sometimes. And that Gen Z people love to compare themselves to what they see on the internet. And it's really, really heavy for them sometimes. And I will say social media is a blessing and social media is a curse. This, I love my phone, but it also sometimes it's just like it just like drives me crazy how much like power this holds, how much power social media holds within one generation. So my final words to you are support your Gen Z in a forever changing world because they need you and you need them. And together we can change the world. But at the base of all of this, take care of yourself, take care of your Gen Z, and to all of the Gen Z people watching, to all of the Gen Z people that feel like they're struggling, you're not alone. You don't have to keep all of these things to yourself, and that really it starts with you. You're gonna make change in the world, but you also need to take care of yourself. So I'm so thankful to be able to teach this class. I hope all of you have a great night. Happy holidays. Um, it's a great time. It's a very interesting time in the world. With the election just being finished. Some are feeling very hopeful, some are feeling very sad, but from my heart to yours, from my home to yours, I send you all my love and that you may forever know that you have a place in this world and that you are valued, you are enough, and you are exactly where you need to be. I hope you all have a great day, night, wherever you are in this world. But it's been a pleasure to teach this class. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me, text me, however you can get in touch with me, please do. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Okay, goodbye.